Hello everyone, it's Farket here. In this video, I'm going to show you how to build using the Farc method. What Farc stands for is fabricate, assemble, remove, and construct. The reason I've named it this method is because it overrides the game's physics. You can build pretty much wherever you want. So you can build floating structures or place things wherever you want to place them. You're not held down by the game's building mechanics. So it's how I built this bridge. It has no supports. Now this is done without mods or console commands. I won't be showing you how to build any of the buildings I'm showing you here. I'll be showing you how the mechanic works first, and then I'm going to start making some videos on the things I'm showing you here. The reason being is that I needed to test the hell out of it. That's why I haven't had a video in a few days, to make sure that it actually works and that it's foolproof. One of the things I was able to build with it was a ship. Unfortunately, getting the front of it was difficult. The whole ship is floating. It is not a boat, so you can't move it around. You can't win there. Though showing you underneath, it isn't attached to the ground at all. So it doesn't rely on the support mechanics underneath. I'll show you quickly inside. It's an idea I had. This is something that's very difficult to do, and I don't know if I'll be doing a video on it because it's so hard and so time consuming. It does look pretty good. The front end is so difficult I wasn't even able to do it properly. Though here's some of the other things I've been able to do with it. I was able to make stackable defensive walls. If you take out the bottom, the top will still be there. You can even put defensive wall reinforcements on it to give it a good look. I was able to make stackable defensive spikes, and just about any other structure can float using this method. The shells would look better if I stacked them properly, but if they're attached to a wall, I reckon it would look good. Now for those who aren't interested in the creative side of things, I'll show you why you should build like this to begin with. And the reason being is that when you build on anything other than custom foundations, your structure, your floor is attached to one pillar. And if you take out that one pillar, the whole thing comes down. And a lot of the time you will forget what that pillar is. And I tested this multiple times. Everything attached to that one pillar will be taken down. So the custom floor and everything on top of it will be removed when it's destroyed. So I'm going to show you how to build around that. So you're not restricted by the one pillar holding it there, because you totally forget a lot of the time and you can't remember which one it is. And it makes it very difficult to make any modifications later on. And if a cannibal or a mutant got into your base and took out that one pillar, that will most likely take out your whole building. But here's an example of one. You clear all the pillars and it stays there. So this can be used to make floating structures, though that's not my intention with this. I don't plan to use it to make floating structures. It's more to protect my base and allow me to be as creative as possible without the restrictions of my base being unrealistically attached by one pillar. I find that ridiculous. Another reason I'm calling it the Farc method is that if it ever gets fixed, it will be much easier to correct the videos. Though I doubt it will be fixed, because most likely you've used this method before without even knowing. So now I'm going to show you how to do it. It is very easy, though it can be easy to stuff it up, because you need to pay attention on where you're placing your custom floors. So here we go. So what I have here is multiple ones set up to show you as quickly as possible how to do it. What I'm going to be doing is showing you how to do it this way, and then I'm going to start removing them. So essentially what it is you're building your pillars, but you're building three, building one special one. And it's very simple how it works. See that? That's only happened because it's on flat land. It actually does that. And what you need to do is complete that. Now what you do now is that you grab your floor and you pick the one that's got the highest, or the one that you think is the best. So I'm going to start just with this one. And you just do what you normally would do. Walk around connecting it all. Make sure it lines up. You want it to try and be as square as possible. And then all you do is you attach it to the custom floor that you just placed. It can be a bit tricky, but it gets there eventually. So like that. That's connected. Make sure you finish on this one. And then you press E. And then you just start removing the floor that you've originally attached. This one here. You need to remove it all. I've tested it and sometimes you can get away with not removing much of it. But it's pretty... Just remove it. Trust me. And see there? You can't see what it's actually doing, but it's going to remove it. And then you can remove everything else. Remove that. Remove that. Remove that. Custom foundation, that was just a guide. Remove that. And there we go. It's not held up by anything. Build it. I might just whack, for those who don't know what you can do with basic walls, you can do it with the simple stairs as well. Build that. Custom rope. Custom rope. God. Climbing rope is a proper term. But there you go. There's your floating structure. Now here's one that's a little bit more realistic. It's closer to the ground. This is the kind of one that you want to aim for. See how I've got the rocks, the stone pillars. They go over the edge, over the corner. So when I go and place it, it goes over the edge. That's where I want to connect it. Very cheap. It's only 2 logs. Don't even need that one. And I've already constructed the pillar there. Finish that one off. And that one as well. Same thing again. Place it over. Press C. Start running it around. Connect it. Connect it again. And then this part. Always make sure it's on the wood. If it's attached to the stone, it's gonna crumble if you destroy it. So that looks right. Now I'll remove this part with the hole cutter. Can be a good idea to turn down your mouse sensitivity for this. There we go. Good thing I cleared the right one first. And then, oh, don't build it. Clear it all first. Always forget, just in case you made a mistake. Now, there's a little bit off the edge there, but we'll go underneath, and it's not connected by anything. I can remove that. There we go. It's much more simple than the other method. So for offcuts like this, you just get the hole cutter out and clear it. Just keep in mind you've only got 20 cuts with the hole cutter before you run out. Now here's another one. Now here's another one. Now this is a part that I'm going to show you what you need to do. So you build the 3 pillars. Now you try to build the custom floor one as high as possible. So it just saves you on rocks and stuff. So what you do, find the edge, place it on the outside like that. See how it's going on the inside? But it's on the outside. So inside, go across one. You can be as accurate as possible if you want. And then you try and get it to connect here. You don't have to be straight. It doesn't even matter. Now this should work because both sides are very flat. If this was really low down, this won't work. So I only have to complete one. And then I find the floor. Might have to cancel some of these. You don't need them anyway. That was it back there. 2 locks. Doesn't matter, you're clearing it all anyway. So you don't need it to look pretty. Now, I might clear this one first, so you don't need it. I'm in creative mode if I haven't already said that. I recommend that you try this in creative mode first. Creative mode doesn't change any of the mechanics, it just allows you to build really, really fast. Now sometimes you won't, this will happen. What you do is go on the other side. It will connect, you just need to be patient. That's connecting. And then I connect it to the wooden floor over here. See, it's like my rock idea I had, but the custom floor always does this. Rock pillars are too unpredictable. And I don't recommend you do rock pillars. See, I'm not sure if that's right, but what I can do is click and have a look. Okay, it's a little bit too far in. Bring it back. It's almost like the game doesn't want you to do this. Now make sure you always finish it on there. So press E, and then you can start clearing. So put a Farc on a corner. I call it a Farc. Let's just go with that. Clear that. Clear that. Clear that. And that. And that. And that. And it's done. Now what I would do building this way is I would build rocks underneath it to make it look realistic. Kind of like this. But what I would do is place them on the outside. It's good when it's midday, you can tell where things are. And that way it doesn't protrude through your floor. And then build another one. And it's very close. Hopefully my walls aren't affected. Yeah, they are affected. But you can always get around that. Get out of the custom mode. And there you go. I actually like the look that it's uneven. The problem with the forest and its building is that everything tends to look the same. Keeping it uneven gives it a bit more of a realistic look. I think that's why they make the floors uneven, to make it look more realistic, though it stuffs up your movement. Now this is the same one. This is how I'd recommend doing it. Put the single pillars at this end and place the wood piece up here, the floor piece. Call it the Farc. Put the Farc up this end. It's the same thing again. Let's start with this end. Remember when it's a bit off, you could always just replace it and start again. Or just chip away at it. And when you try and get it as accurate as possible, the floorboards will determine a lot too, which way they're going. Now, because this is up high, I can cancel this one here. And then we get the hole cutter out again. You're looking for that loose thing, where it's loosely floating about. You don't want it to snap. Cut the rock pillars again. And there you go. This is another way of doing it, but it's too unpredictable. What I've done is that I've built a square and I've clicked off 4 stone walls, rock walls, at each corner. And what happens, and I'll show you, and this is really messy, so you probably won't like this. It worked for me when I tested it last time, but I've tested it before and it doesn't work sometimes. So what you do, you just keep building on one pillar, and I'll show you what it does. That's good enough. Now see here on the corner, it's built the bottom one. It's missed the second, built the third, missed the fourth, it's built the top. So you place that on there, hole cutter out. It can work, though I don't trust it. But it's very cheap, so you're building with any of this, it doesn't really matter if it stuffs up because you've only used a few rocks. But that will build and that'll be fine. So that's just another way to do it. I don't know how that one works though. But to show you how it all works, here we go. So what you do is you place a custom foundation first. And just make it to the shape that you want your floor to be. Try and get it as square as possible. And what you do is you get your custom rock wall. Custom rock wall. I'm actually really enjoying this new building technique where it does this, because it makes it a lot easier to place it right on the corners. Hold down Control, press E, and then you can place another one. I don't know when that came about. So I'm placing them down here. Because you want to save rocks. See up here, this is where I'd build the thing. Probably should have built it on the other one, on the first corner I built on. Place that. So make a little rectangle. Cancel that. Cancel that. Build that one. And see if the custom floor goes across. Always build one first and then test, yep. So you don't need to build that one. You could keep going up as high as you want and it would still go across. It's bizarre how it works. Complete that. It's only one log. That's done. And then you just finish off these bottom ends. It doesn't have to be exact. You've got about 1 rock wall's height before it says no. You cannot place it here. Well, it doesn't tell you that. Wish it would. Instead of making you guess, then you start placing it. I'll place it from this end. Go along, attach, along, attach, and then... Oh, I didn't even attach it. Cruel joke. Then we go up here. You might have to wrestle with it a bit. Come at it from other angles, like this angle. No. Usually have a lot of luck coming at it from behind. Geez, that could be misconstrued to something else. Okay, so that's attached to the floor. So that's what I want. Press E. Get the floor cutter out. Always start at this end. Because it's the hardest end. Sometimes it doesn't want to play ball. Can be good to cancel it, get it out again. Yeah, this is a problem that you may have. Okay, see, it's got this weird thing where I can only cut it there from this angle. It's really bizarre. See that? That is so weird. I haven't figured out why it does that. Cut that. Oh, I just moved my spot. Really doesn't like this one. You'll get this occasionally, just be patient. If it's too frustrating, walk away, come back. Because you could be here a very long time. It just doesn't want to cut. And see that? I'm not even near that. It wants to cut that. So it's strange. Worst case scenario, I think you can clear it. Yep. So that will be sticking out. And then clear the rest. And it's done. Clear the custom foundation. Custom foundation. Custom foundation. There we go. And then build it. So even when it does this, this still won't clear. See? I've never tried what would happen if you cleared it. There we go. I could have just hit it. It's really strange how it works. Though from what I've seen from testing, it's best to clear it. Now, as you can see, this is working out pretty well in that if it does stuff up and collapse, all you're going to do is lose a few rocks and some time. Time is probably the worst thing you lose. As you can see, it isn't hard to do. And just to show you how I did the bridge, because I feel like I might have given away too much and I don't want to disappoint. But this is basically how you do it. You build the archway, get your stone walls out. Try and get it as straight as you can. Like that. And like that. And then you just keep doing it along. Then you get your hole cutter out. Clear that. And you get what I mean. At the end of the day, you're only placing a few rock walls. So if it crumbles, it's not a loss. Clear that just as proof that it does work. There you go. So you can do all sorts of crazy things with this. Anyway, I will have a lot of videos coming out regarding this method, and when I start my new playthrough, I'm going to be using it a lot. Hopefully I can come up with some good ideas with it, and hopefully you can too. I look forward to seeing some of the designs. If you make any, join the Discord that I have, it's in the description, and send me the pictures. I would love to see your work. Anyway, if you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe. Cheers.